Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
And welcome back to Talking with Kitties. She is girlfriend.
And he is boyfriend.
And this week, we're having a really hard time believing that it's been a week and only a week.
Yeah.
Since the last time we talked to you.
There's not much motivation going on today.
No, we're very tired.
We're very, very tired.
Very tired. Reason we're so tired is because last night, none of the kitties wanted to get along.
Would anybody like a kitty? Because we have a few that we're willing to give away right now.
Yeah, you can have all three.
Oh, we're going to give Giz away too?
Yep.
Oh.
Done with them all.
I'm in. Let's do it.
So we're having this real bad problem where Gizzard is the aggressor towards Weird Uncle, and Weird Uncle can't get back at her because he is terrified of her, so he takes it out on Bosco.
Yeah.
Last night it was just bad. It was just real bad. We tried everything. We tried locking Weird Uncle in the bedroom with us. Got him a litter box and water and everything, and locked him in with us. But he just started climbing on everything and jumping back and forth and crying.
He squeaks.
And after 45 minutes of that, I decided to just let him out. So I let him out. 10 minutes later, him and Bosco got into it again downstairs.
This went on roughly 3.5 hours last night.
It was rough. We get down, get them separated, come back up 10 minutes later. And we weren't there, so we don't know how bad it was. And again, like we said last time, Bosco is a bit of a drama queen. But
yeah,
it was a rough night.
It was a very rough night.
Very rough night.
And I was really willing to give up all of the kitties this morning because then they decided
and then today
at 5 a.m. that it should be food time.
It's time for us to wake up.
So both boys decided to be friends this morning and come in and try to wake us up because they were hungry.
Take turns. So we had one meow, meow, another one meow, 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 meow. Yes.
We did not give in.
We were not happy though.
But they kept us basically awake since 5. We might have snoozed a bit, but we didn't get out of bed until 9 this morning.
Yeah.
Because to hell with them kitties.
Hell with them. And then we got up and let everybody eat. And then we let the gizzard out. And the gizzard immediately started terrorizing Weird Uncle again.
I think because she knows he was terrorizing her brother.
It was bad. It was real, real bad.
It actually made me start to second guess maybe he'd work out here.
Yeah.
Because we can't have that.
But yeah, it was a rough night, rough morning, on top of a rough week.
A really rough week.
All kinds of rough stuff, but not the fun rough stuff.
Not the fun rough stuff.
No, the bad rough stuff.
Yeah.
So, a little backstory on this week. We've mentioned before that Mr. Finnegan was my mom's cat, and he had lived with her. So my mom had started having some health issues beginning of November. She started losing her eyesight. Nobody knew what was going on. There was a couple of weeks until she wasn't able to drive.
Just went all downhill from there.
It went downhill really quick from there.
Very
she started
quickly.
having some memory issues. She stopped functioning. She didn't want to do anything. She was afraid to do anything. She wouldn't do anything. We ended up taking her into the hospital for placement 2 days before Christmas in December because we found her and she was just on the couch and crying and just would not do anything, would not let anybody help her. She had occupational therapists and home health nurses coming in 2 to 3 times a day. She had a meal delivery service through one of the services in town here, and I was getting calls. I was getting 2 to 3 calls a day from different agencies, different nurses, different people.
She wasn't taking her medicine. She wasn't eating. She was refusing to drink. She was refusing to do anything for herself. All she'd do was cry.
Yeah. So I finally got a hold of my sister, talked with her. We went out, saw the condition she was in, tried to have as much of a talk with her as I could. We took her into the hospital for placement on the 23rd of December. She got placed in a local nursing home the following week. She got a dementia diagnosis, and she went downhill very quickly then. And last time I saw her, she talked to me, she interacted with me. She had no idea who I was.
Even after being told.
Well,
who you were.
the nurse told her then who I was, and she started crying. And then 20 seconds later, just totally forgot I was there.
Yeah.
And then she was shipped back and forth between the nursing home and the hospital a couple times for different things. And then last weekend, prior to the wedding,
Yep.
I got a call from one of the doctors. She hadn't eaten or drank anything in days. She was refusing to eat or drink. They could no longer run any tests on her or any testing on
She
her.
was very agitated.
She was very agitated. She was nonverbal.
Yeah, she couldn't communicate, but
all,
other than
all very bad. It was his recommendation to possibly look into hospice and just try to make her as comfortable as possible, because he had a feeling that she was having mini strokes. She just kept having mini strokes, and he said there was no way for them to figure out what the problem was because they couldn't do any testing on her. They couldn't do an MRI or anything because she was too agitated. She wouldn't be able to hold still long enough for anything. And he said even at the point that she was at, the damage was permanent. So even if they could stop the source of the mini strokes, we had to take into consideration
that this was probably going to be the rest of her life.
Yeah. So she went into hospice last Saturday, and she passed away on Thursday.
Yeah.
I got a call around lunchtime on Thursday from one of the hospice nurses saying that she had just visited her. There was no real change. She's still, no real change in how she was, but she was resting more comfortably. The medicines were working. She was less agitated. She seemed more comfortable. And then half an hour, 45 minutes after that, one of the nurses from the home called and let me know that she was gone. Mm-hmm. So that is why Mr. Finnegan is with us. And then we've been spending the past couple weekends out trying to just go through her trailer, get everything kind of organized and situated out there and go through everything. Been donating a lot of stuff. We're getting lucky. The woman is going to probably be moving into her place. Could use a lot of stuff. So we had her come up and kind of go through everything. And we, whatever you think you can use, whatever you want, let us know. We figured out a price and got everything laid out for her. And then some odds and ends that we want to go through and have a sale on next weekend and try to wrap this up. But yeah, that's the whole backstory behind the Finnegan and why we are so tired. We got out there on Friday. Well, Friday, me and my sister had to run over to the nursing home she was at and then stop at the funeral home, get the arrangements made there, and then come back. And then we got over to her place around 11-ish. Mm-hmm. And then we were over there going through everything, organizing everything. I think we were there till 5 or 6?
About that, yeah.
I think 2 or 3 trips in the middle of all that to drop off stuff and drop off garbage and drop off donations. Mm-hmm. And then we were back out again yesterday.
Yep.
Tired and sore from the day before. I think we got out there we left here around 10. So we got out there because we had that other donation drop off. So we got out there around 11:15 or so. And then we were out there again yesterday until about 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. And we got home just exhausted. And I didn't get any sleep because kitties are terrible. So.
Yep.
We're kind of over everything right now.
Yeah. Life has been kind of shit lately.
Yeah. It's been a rough couple of months.
It really has. Debbie Downer.
That's me. I just know there's been, last week we were talking about the health things and everything because we've alluded to some of the stuff prior.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We've alluded to some of the stuff with the cat. I don't know. This is the backstory of what's been going on.
That was more than I thought you were going to share.
Oh, what did you think I was going to share?
Oh, I don't know. But I'm not complaining. I'm just saying,
Did I overshare?
I don't think so. Do you feel like you overshared?
I don't know. I would like to share a cat with somebody.
Anybody?
I just don't have the energy for him right now, and I feel really bad for him.
I feel really bad.
He's
he really is
We
a
brought
good boy.
some blankets back from her house, and it was an Afghan that she had made way back when I was young, when my sister was young, and a quilt that our grandmother had made, and I brought them back, and I wasn't really sure what to do with them, so I put them on our foot locker upstairs, which is moved out into the landing because we have a leak in our ceiling.
That's
a whole nother thing. As soon as he found the blankets up there, that's where he's been.
That's where
sleeping.
He typically sleeps, other than last night when he decided to terrorize Bosco.
But that's been where he's been at all day.
Yeah,
like 90% of the time you find him
every
in those
time I go
blankets.
upstairs, that's where he is. It makes me really sad because I'm sure he misses her and he doesn't understand why he's here. And you can't, unfortunately, tell a cat what's going on.
Yeah, you can't explain it to him. He just knows that the person he spent all his time with, because she had him from really young.
Yeah, she got him when he was really young. So, I mean, he's probably been with her like 3.5 years, I would say. So
she was kind of his whole world.
Yeah.
She was so good with her pets.
Oh my gosh, she was
so
amazing.
Good. So he was so super duper spoiled.
And I mean, we're really good with our pets too, but he was her everything. Like, they were... I mean, his name was Shadow. He literally was her shadow. He followed her everywhere.
Through everything that she was going through with all the health problems and everything she was going through, one of her biggest concerns was that he was taken care of.
Yes.
Every time.
Every time it was,
does he have enough
water?
food?
Does he have enough food?
Does his litter box need cleaned?
Who's going to take care of him? I mean, that's who...
Yeah. It was him the whole way. That's
the major concern the whole way through was making sure that he was going to be taken care of. So we obviously don't want to get rid of him. I mean, we've bonded. We do like him.
Yeah,
but we're
he's
just
a good cat.
very unhappy with him today.
Yeah, and just like I said, too tired to really deal with it. I mean, we're dealing with it, but just
you better than me.
Rather not. If I had the option, I would no. But no, it's just going to take some work. He wasn't, just with everything else that was going on, he wasn't introduced as well as he should have been.
No,
to new
he wasn't
cats.
at all.
He hasn't really been socialized a whole lot with cats.
No.
So he doesn't know how to read the signals that they're sending him.
Do you think cats mourn?
I think some do to an extent.
Like, do you think he's mourning the loss of your mom?
I think he
not necessarily
misses her.
like that he knows that she passed, but like that he doesn't understand and misses her. Like he was always with her.
I think so. I think that's part of the whole.
I think he doesn't understand why he's with us. And when we took him back that one time, he was happy, but he ran around the whole place looking for her, and then he just cried a whole bunch.
Yeah.
So I mean,
because we had him here. We had him here first for a couple days, and it went really poorly.
Really badly.
Really poorly. And then we didn't know how bad everything was going to end up getting, so we thought it was just going to be a temporary thing. And if he's out here for a couple of days, it's like, no, we'll just take him back out there. Everything will be happier. Everybody will be happier. He'll be where he's comfortable, and the cats won't have to deal with him. So we took him back out, and then it was a couple weeks later because everything happened really fast.
Yeah, really fast.
And then it was a couple of weeks after that we realized, like, she's probably not coming back, and he can't just stay out here by himself.
Yeah, when she decided that she... Well, I don't know if she actually decided, but when she really stopped taking care of herself and we knew we were going to have to get her in placement, we kind of figured that was it. I mean, we didn't expect the end result to happen this fast, but we did expect that she would be
even with the placement,
in the home.
With the placement, I thought that she would just get into the hospital and they'd like straighten her out. Because she went in for placement for rehabilitation. They thought they could do, like,
so
kind of get her comfortable with living her life as she was, but then she got the dementia diagnosis, and she just
and at that point we knew
and
that
it was like, all right,
she couldn't live on her own. So that meant that there was no way she'd be coming back to take care of him.
So that's when we made a decision to move him in and try to make all this work. But it's just we just haven't had time.
And it had been going okay.
Yeah,
I mean, they have their little tiffs, and they have, their cats, and they, like you said, we didn't really integrate them as well as we probably should have, but with everything else going on, it was kind of an afterthought.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We'll get it figured out.
Yeah, we will. It's just... We have a lot of other stuff we need to straighten out too.
Yeah. Hopefully all that'll be taken care of within the next week or so.
We just have a lot going on.
Just a lot
we're trying to
going on.
figure out. And it's just one thing after another, it feels.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So I was bitching with kitties.
Was that wasn't even bitching? That was just,
Well, it was at first, and then it was just depressing with kitties.
Here's your dose of the sads for the week.
Congratulations, you've just been sadded.
All right, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's answer some Ask Reddit questions.
Ooh, okay.
I haven't vetted any of these, so it's just going to be kind of on the fly.
All right. How are we doing this? Am I going to answer first? Are we both just answering? What are we doing?
I don't know. Just talk about it.
Okay.
See how it goes. What's a deal breaker for you at restaurants?
A deal breaker for me at restaurants?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Like the top comment says loud music.
No.
I've been at restaurants before where I can't hear myself think, let alone other people opposite me talk. Of course, the first comment to that is, what?
Screaming children.
Oh, God, yes.
Screaming and running around children.
Yes.
So I'm sure that we've talked about this already on the podcast. I'm not 100% positive, but we don't have children.
I do not.
That is controversial to some people. We chose this way of life.
Yes.
We deeply feel for the people who want children and cannot have them. I understand that there is a lot of people out there that have that issue, and I can't even imagine, and I sympathize, but the two of us have chosen this way of life. We did not want children.
I am a child.
Yeah, I already have 4.
Yes. And we don't get along well.
What?
I get along well with them.
You don't get along well with me?
No, they don't get along well.
Oh. Yes. Oh.
Oh.
Well, that was confusing. One of my deal breakers would definitely be like screaming children. Like, I understand if kids are crying, like if a baby is crying, because it's a baby. Like, they have no way to communicate. But when I'm basically being more like
a tantrum.
Yeah, and they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that.
Like, you can't just beat your kid in the middle of a restaurant.
No, absolutely not. And you don't. I don't know. And I'm not a parent, so I don't know how you should handle it or how I would handle it. But to have a screaming child or children running around the restaurant like idiots and no one keeping them like
in check
drives me batty. I can't do it.
Yes.
And that comes from working at a restaurant and having that happen too.
Absolutely, I'm sure. And then something I just thought of, which do you prefer? Maybe not prefer.
No children.
No.
Oh. Sorry.
Do you prefer
shaken or stir?
The wait staff to be more attentive? Would you rather they be too attentive or not attentive enough?
I know you hate when they're really attentive.
Because I feel like they're just constantly interrupting me eating.
I think there's a happy medium.
There is a happy medium. But which extreme?
If I had to pick an extreme, I don't know. Maybe.
And some of them have a knack for doing it. We were at Olive Garden a couple of weeks back, and the girl that waited on us there, she would check in very frequently, but it was very quick, and it didn't bother me.
No, she was amazing.
She was really good. She was like, "How you guys doing? All right," and off she would go.
Like, as she was passing our table anytime, she would just double check to make sure, but she wasn't like staring you down, like waiting for you to answer. And if we were eating, she'd just be like, "Are you good?" and like make a motion like we could just give her a thumbs up. She was pretty good.
Thumbs down.
So that makes me want to say, like, because if I have a drink and I'm thirsty and they never come back.
True. Yeah.
That's awful. So I'd almost prefer them checking on me more than not checking on me. So I would say I would rather them be way over the top attentive than not attentive at all. Especially coming from a family where, like, we like to, like, you got to have a drink with your meal. Like, some people don't drink until they're done. Like, we drink while we're eating. So if I'm going to run out of a drink, I want another drink.
You want another drink.
And especially, like, we go to Olive Garden, I get soup, salad, and breadsticks. I want a freaking another bowl of soup pay attention to me.
I need my soup, and then I need more soup, and then I need my dessert soup.
I do get dessert soup. Don't make fun of me.
I'm not at all. I'm saying you need these things.
We go to the restaurant, Aaron gets dessert, and the waitress looks at me, and I said, I'll just have another bowl of soup, please. I would like my dessert soup.
She cracked up at that, too, because that's funny.
She was awesome.
She was.
Yeah. So, what is yours?
My witch.
The actual question. What is your deal breaker?
My deal breaker at a restaurant?
Yeah.
The loud music is a good one. I used to love, I like music, obviously.
Yeah.
But
not necessarily when you're trying to have a conversation.
It was always like, whenever I think loud music, I'm thinking more bars than I am restaurant. And if you go to a bar that's having like a live band or a DJ,
you can't really complain.
It's expected.
Yeah.
If you're just going to like a sports bar that just has music blaring, I don't like that.
That's uncalled for.
And if you go to the one in town here that everybody freaking loves,
oh my gosh,
the
so
decor
annoying.
is so industrial and there's so much echo.
That there's not even music playing. You just echo
you just can't hear
everybody.
anything.
You can't hear the conversations, but you know they're going on because everything just echoes and it's obnoxious.
But I think a deal breaker is... When I think deal breaker, I'm thinking like when I walk right in. What am I going to... If I walk into a restaurant, what's going to... No.
What's going to make you like turn around and leave?
Yeah. There's places where you go in where you have the hostesses or whatever, hostess or whatever.
Host or hostess?
Yes. Out front, and they are too busy on their phone or talking to somebody else to acknowledge you at first.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, if I walk in, I don't care, even if you have a line or something. I know a lot of people go in and they say, oh, it's a half hour wait, and they'll leave. Most of the time we'll wait.
100%.
But if we walk up and,
someone's there. Like if they're off doing something because they're really busy, that's one thing.
If they're just standing
there, but if they're just standing there or talking to each other and like bitching about like anything, but usually it's like
if you have to stand there,
staff.
If you have to stand there and wait for them to finish their bitch session before they acknowledge that you are in their restaurant,
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm 100% out.
Gonna give my money to somebody else that can at least say hi when I walk in the door.
Yeah.
I'm not high maintenance.
But you don't even really like communicating with people. So that's funny to me that you want acknowledged. Like, I get it. Because that's like a basic thing. But like, acknowledge that I'm here and then be like, hey, I'm really sorry. We're really busy tonight. There's going to be like a half hour wait. Would you like to wait? Yeah, we'll wait. That's fine. Thanks.
And that was the thing that I would always push down at the shop with the guys out front and be like, look, I want you available when somebody comes in the door, you greet them.
Yeah.
Because it was a small boutique shop, but still, they come in. Hey, how's it going? What can I help you with? Do you need anything? If they don't need anything, fine.
And if you're waiting on someone, still eye contact and be like, hey, I'll be with you in just a second.
Absolutely.
Something. Yep. Acknowledge that they're there.
Yep.
100%.
That's
good customer service, baby.
And there are so many small shops and stuff that I go into that they're just they let you wander around, and it's just
Or you have Best Buy. That you literally go in. Now, not so much anymore. They have that weird thing now where you walk in and they ask you if you're looking for something and they'll get you a person, whatever. But
it's probably
prior to, you'd go in and like 50 people would hound you like, you looking for anything? Do you need help? Do you need help? Do you need help? And then as soon as you'd find what you like decided, okay, I want this, no one could be found.
All gone. No blue shirts anywhere.
So many times.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by Best Buy, by the way.
Definitely not.
But if they want to.
Sure.
Just make sure you have somebody that wants to wait on us when we're ready.
Well, I mean, even if they wanted to sponsor us, we probably wouldn't be able to find any way to give us the actual check.
Oh, thank God we have the splash guard on here.
Yes.
Or whatever it's called. Yeah, the poop. Because I about spit my drink out on that one. We going to go to next question?
Yeah, let me find one. What's something that screams pretentious? What is something that screams pretentious? What is something
that screams pretentious? I can think of a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, what is it about them that makes you think pretentious?
Can you give me a definition for pretentious?
Pretentious.
Like, I know what it is, but I'm trying to like...
how about if I give you answers? Fake accents. You know what that means?
No, that's not pretentious.
That's what I'm just giving you the answers.
Okay.
Having food with gold leaf in it. I don't think that's
What?
pretentious either. People that say, I'm a foodie, like, shake my head, just order your food and sit down.
No, because some people, I'm a foodie. Fuck you, whoever said that.
Maybe you're just pretentious.
Maybe I am.
People who shit on genres of music that aren't their favorite one.
I don't know if that's pretentious, but that's a dick move.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like a lot of different genres, but I'm not going to trash talk them. I'm just going to be like, I mean... See, to me, pretentious is like somebody who thinks they know everything. Like they have a story to tell, regardless of what you're talking about.
That reminds me of something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like if you have anything, they always have an answer. They always have a story, or they always have like a response to you. That to me is pretentious.
I don't know if they have a response to.
But you know what? Like, I mean, a response like they can one-up it. Or they can...
Yes, one-up it, yes.
Yeah. That to me is pretentious. Like a know-it-all.
Yeah. No, I can... Yeah. Mansplainers.
Yes.
Mansplainers are the worst.
Yes, that's pretentious.
Well, actually...
All right, stop right now.
Yep.
You got the eye roll and everything,
I sure
and I
did.
know that that's not you, but it's ingrained in me. Like, I can't do it.
Well, actually. And it's whenever they belabor a point that is so pointless.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Like when they miss the forest for the trees. They missed the entire point of whatever you said. They missed everything about what you said because your grammar was slightly off.
Yes.
Shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretentious. That's just, I don't know. I almost feel sorry for some people like that because it's just like, okay, so this is what you've got for personality. Like, this is the best. This is.
Do you think they realize? They can't possibly realize.
I'm sure some of them do. Some of them are probably proud of it. Other people they might
That's
not.
just who they are, and they don't realize. The people who don't realize don't make me as mad as the people that know and are proud of it.
Yeah. And I'm sure you got some out there that realize it and are like trying to not be that way.
Sure.
But it's also kind of weird because I have a lot of things about my personality that would be pretentious in other people that I feel like I'm not pretentious about.
Does that make you pretentious?
I don't know. I've always been a little self-conscious of that.
I don't think you're pretentious.
You know, especially with the whole hipster thing, like a few years back. I don't even know if that's still a thing, but you know, the joking about the hipsters with the flannel shirts and listening to music. Oh man, I was listening to this before it was cool, and the music I listen to you've never even heard of. Well, no, I'm not trying to say that because I think it's cool, but you haven't heard of most of the bands that I
mean, when people
to.
ask, "What do you listen to?"
and I tell them, and I get a blank stare every time.
Yeah, that's why usually when people ask me what music I listen to, I pick the bands that at least are semi-known.
What do I have? I listen to Swedish death metal.
Some of them are like, I don't know.
But then, I mean, even if I try to go into like, I listen to a lot of progressive.
I'm betting it gizzards.
And then that just sounds pretentious saying it. That sounds pretentious to me. I listen to a lot of progressive metal.
But you do.
A lot of progressive
really
death
good.
metal. But it sounds pretentious to me. So self-conscious about that. And people that have to put price tags on everything that they own.
Oh my God! And ask people
how much did
how much did that set you back? How much is that? That's none of your fucking business.
Yeah, and that's gotten so much more prevalent. I think people talking about how much money they make and how much things cost. It's almost like accepted now, and it just makes me.
It's one thing to complain about prices, like
Absolutely.
the cost of eggs or the cost of gas. That is acceptable.
That's cost of living discussions right there. That's
but like, oh, I just got a new vehicle and it cost me $100,000, and then I have a house and that was $500,000. Like, nobody gives a shit. You do. Nobody else cares.
Was he whenever like the people that are like, these are $300 jeans I'm wearing right now with my $150 t-shirt. Like, okay, that's supposed to impress me, but why would you spend that much money on jeans and a t-shirt? Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
but they like are all proud of it. And it's like
And if you can afford that, good on you. Good on you.
But that making that your personality.
But yeah, making that something that you're willing to brag about. I mean, if somebody says, "Hey, I really like those pants. Where can I get me a pair like that?" Then you can be like, "Oh, they're actually like Gucci. They're $500." Then that's one thing.
Yeah.
But don't be like,
I don't know why you're talking to me. I'm wearing $500 pants. You're wearing $20 pants.
Yeah.
What so?
I want to pick her up and make her squeak. Every time you pick Gizmo up, she goes. She's almost sitting on my foot.
I'm glad that they're both down here because that means they're not harassing weird uncle. So that's good.
Yeah.
And they're both being good. So Gizzard got trimmed the other day because she was being real bad.
When we trimmed one of her claws, we found weird uncle fur in her claw.
A big old tuft of it. So she got trimmed because she's
super bad.
She's significantly less brave when her claws are freshly trimmed. So
she really is.
We trimmed her for everybody else's comfort.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Oh, right. Next question.
You forgot what we were doing, didn't you?
I totally did.
I have a gizmo tail on my foot.
What minor thing extremely annoys you? So I guess like pet peeves. Top comment. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. You pick. Tacos? No, I'm not really in the mood for tacos. Okay, so what sounds good? I don't know.
I don't know. You pick. I don't do that. I say I don't know.
And then I say I don't know.
And then I get mad at you.
And then we just do that. I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know.
And then I finally just get frustrated and make something, and neither of us are happy with it. But I'm like, this is what I made. Eat it.
Yeah. People that stand in the middle of the sidewalk. People that block the aisle at the supermarket to talk about their kids.
About anything. I mean, and I've been there. I've done that where you run into somebody but I try to like at least kind of move out of the way.
Get your ass out of the middle of the fucking aisle.
Yeah, because that's really annoying.
Yeah.
People who don't stop at stop signs.
Like don't stop at all, or just like the rolling stop?
No, like that literally just pretend like it doesn't even exist. I mean, the roll through, I can I don't condone it, but at least you're kind of slowing down.
You're at least paying
The people who literally don't care and just book it right through.
So
had that happen the other day on my way to work.
I was heading out
that way.
Mm-hmm. And I was going down the straightaway.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that light for that road that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was green my way. And this SUV came up, stopped, and then pulled right out.
Definitely had a red light.
Definitely had a red light.
You were already green.
Yeah.
That's
rolling stop right through this blatant rolling stop through a red light. Broad daylight.
Did you do anything?
What was I going to do?
At least blow your horn at them and let them know they're an idiot.
What was I going to do?
People are so dumb. People are so dumb.
And they all have
terrifying. I know, it's terrifying.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, driving.
She's cuddling with my foot. I'm so sorry I keep going back to this, but she doesn't cuddle me very often, and she literally jumped up where my foot was, and now she's cuddling it.
All curled up with that foot.
I think, I was going to say maybe we should take a picture and put it on Instagram, but I'm going to sell my...
Yeah, don't put your foot pics out there for free.
No way.
You got to put those on Only Pete's.
Only Pete's. Only Pete's.
People talking on speakerphone in public. I do not understand that. The people who just have their phone on speakerphone are just walking around with their phone like held to their mouth, blah, 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 and then they're like, blah, 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 blah.
So at this point, I don't understand it, but what are you going to do?
Oh, I mean...
It annoys me when people talk on the... Big pet peeve. Mm-hmm. That actually reminds me of a big pet peeve. I hate when people are talking on the phone and then we're like waiting in line at like the grocery store at the gas station, and then it's their turn and they completely ignore the person working.
They ignore the cashier and just keep talking. They ignore the
cashier, keep talking on the phone, and then like just put their card in or hand the money and do whatever. Mm-hmm. No. You can at least tell the person on the phone, hey, hold on 1 second, and be a polite human being.
Mm-hmm. Like acknowledge the person in front of you. Acknowledge
the person in front of you because they're a human being. Acknowledge them. It doesn't take you any...
Doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost you anything to be a decent human being. I hate that.
Yes. This one's fun. It says, "What is a sign that we are moving towards idiocracy?" And the top comment is just gestures in any general direction.
Yeah.
Because it was terrifying.
It was terrifying because it could totally happen.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I didn't put it together when I first watched it, but I like hated it. And then everybody's like, "Why? It's so funny. It's so good. It's so good." And then it was like,
Yeah.
no, it's way too realistic.
It's way
Like I
too
could
easy to
100% see this happening in real life. Way too easily.
Yeah. What is the worst lesson about romance that fiction tries to sell us?
Romeo and Juliet.
Which part of it?
No, just because people are always like, "Oh, they had the sweetest love."
They were like preteens.
They were preteens
with a big crush.
They were preteens who met at a party and met once and spoke very little, and then decided that they were madly in love, and actually only saw each other, I want to say like 3 times, and then killed themselves for each other.
And this is coming from someone who is a massive Shakespeare fan.
Oh, I adore Shakespeare. Like I took two full years of Shakespeare in high school, tried to take a literature course in college, but it didn't fit into my schedule, but I kind of wanted to because I wanted more Shakespeare. I really, really, really enjoy Shakespeare. But the whole people telling you it's like the best romance ever, no. Come on. Go ahead.
I think the worst thing that romance fiction tries to push is persistence is key.
Yes.
And I've seen a couple other threads that were kind of interesting because, you know, with the current climate of everything, I mean, no means no.
Yes. 100%.
And when you get guys that actually like follow that, sometimes you get girls that are upset. Like, you know, I told him I wasn't interested. He just left. He didn't try to pursue me. So, like, some people they play hard to get and they expect to be pursued. And if they're not pursued,
I think that that's a slippery slope.
it is a very slippery slope.
Very, like, that's not black and white. There's a very gray area on that. What's politically correct and what isn't politically correct? Like, if a girl says no, it means no. If she means maybe, see, it's hard because there's body language.
Exactly. There's a whole lot to it.
There's a whole lot to it, but sometimes girls are forced into, you don't want to, as a female, you don't want to tell a man no sometimes. In certain situations, that can get you in a lot of trouble. So you almost have to play the quote unquote hard to get because it's safer that way.
Yeah.
That's why I can't really, this is a really hard topic to talk about because life is scary as a female.
I'm sure.
And you really have to be careful of your surroundings all the time.
I know there's been times when I've been like walking down the street, like walking to work. Well, more walking home from work because, you know, in the winter it's dark by the time I was walking home from work. And I would get behind a woman that was walking down the street at the same time. I would cross the street.
That's amazing. You don't know how amazing that is.
Yeah, because I'd be like, okay, I'm a tall.
You're a tall, lanky guy.
That's just walking.
It's dark out.
I'm gonna go over there,
so as not to make her feel uncomfortable. I mean, I walk to work and I have pepper spray on me all the time.
We made sure to get you pepper spray.
Will I ever use it? Hopefully not. But you never know. Like, the world is a scary place. And I'm not saying that men don't have it hard too. I get it. But
that's different.
You don't have to worry about walking down a street.
Exactly.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Like, it's scary.
It's not even like we don't, I think that's the thing a lot of them don't get. It's not even like we don't have to be afraid. Men don't have to be afraid to walk down a street they don't know. Like, women have to be afraid to walk down a street that they do know very well.
Sometimes with guys they know.
Yeah.
Even. Like, depending on if they were drinking, depending on how well you know them, depending on the conversation you might have had.
Yeah.
Guys feel like women owe them. Not all men.
No.
But women are
That is a thing, though.
We always have to be on high alert.
You always have to be
And you always have to be on high alert for other women.
Yeah. And then you have rom-coms and shit that just portray like, oh, you just have to be diligent. You just have to be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Persistent.
But the persistence pays off. You have to be persistent. So it's
there's a difference between though being persistent and showing that you're interested and being creepy about it. Like,
but how borderline is that? That could be very borderline sometimes.
That could be very borderline, but I mean, like,
and it's all in.
And it also depends on how you take it and how well you know someone and how far they try to go. Like, that's what I mean. Like, don't be persistent by following them home. Don't be persistent in calling them constantly or finding their number somehow and texting them. Like,
but that's how some of these movies portray it.
I know, and that's creepy. Yeah. But I mean, like,
but they turn it like, oh, yeah, it's so romantic.
That's not romantic.
That's not romantic. That's creepy.
There's a very fine line between pursuing someone because they're maybe shy and not sure if they're interested, or they're just downright not interested. But you have to, if you're going to continue to pursue somebody, you have to make sure that you do it correctly.
And that was the second highest comment. Is just keep trying, guys. No matter what, she'll come around eventually.
Yeah, no.
Comment behind that is basically Ted from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my God.
Ted was creepy.
That show was so good. Like, I really did like it. But for God's sake.
It's okay to be a stalker if you're hot enough. That's, God. Yep, that's
literally what they teach you.
Yep.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
On what?
On a stalker, regardless of how hot they are.
All right, I'll stop stalking you.
Thank you. I'm free.
Yay.
Can I go home now?
What's your favorite poverty meal that you still eat regardless of where you are financially?
I already know yours. Yours is macaroni and cheese and hot dogs.
Hell yeah. What's yours?
Ramen.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore.
I love it.
I lived on that for way too long.
Yep, I love it.
What'd you call it? Crunchy soup? Your brother?
My brother. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, my brother, when he was little and my mom would ask him what he wanted for lunch, he'd be like, I want crunchy soup. So crunchy soup was ramen.
Yep.
So the whole family calls it crunchy soup now.
Yeah.
Sometimes a bowl of crunchy soup is all you need. It's so good.
Sometimes a pan full of macaroni and cheese and chopped up hot dogs is all you need.
Okay. So can I tell a story about you? It's
Absolutely.
So cute.
I know the story.
It's so cute. So one of the first times I ever made a macaroni and cheese and hot dogs, we had moved in together. I was tired. I didn't know what to make. Side note, we know how much I love food. Aaron does not eat soup. He does not like it. He does not believe it's a meal.
It's not food.
He claims it's just like a liquid, like it's a drink.
It's a beverage.
Okay. So I just wanted, I don't think it was crunchy soup, but it may have been, but I decided that I just wanted something simple. I wanted like a bowl of soup. And I'm like, what can I make you to eat? Like, what can we just find something quick and easy? And he's like, how about just macaroni, cheese, and hot dogs? So I made the macaroni and cheese, cut up the hot dogs, cooked the hot dogs, everything, threw them in. And then I'm like, all right, like, do you want like it in a bowl? And he goes, no, just bring me the pan. So I brought him the pan with the wooden spoon in it. And I'm like, what would you like to drink? Kool-Aid. He sat at our kitchen table like a little kid with a pan of macaroni and cheese and hot dogs, Kool-Aid, and a wooden spoon.
And I was wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Oh my
t-shirt.
God, yes. And he was wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It was adorable.
I was in my 30s.
Hell yeah, you were. It was adorable. It's part of your charm. I love it.
Growing up is overrated.
100%.
Growing older is unavoidable.
Yeah. But there's no reason to start acting like we're that old.
Nope.
Other than in certain social interactions.
No, they just need to get with it.
No. There are sometimes you must be an adult. Like I am currently drinking out of my bottle of wine. Yeah,
All right,
crunchy.
foodie.
Yeah.
Hit me. What food are you surprised that people hate?
There's a lot of food that I was surprised I didn't like when I was little.
I've read a couple different... You didn't like Brussels sprouts when you were younger.
No, not at all.
But you like them now.
To an extent.
Apparently, Brussels sprouts have changed.
Really?
I keep seeing that Brussels sprouts when we were younger were different and they were like more bitter or more sour or something.
That makes sense.
And then now the Brussels sprouts are bred to be like sweeter or something.
That makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah, let me look at
Because I know they say that like your taste buds change every so many years. Growing up, I did not like Brussels sprouts at all. And that's one of my mom's favorites. And Brussels sprouts and lima beans. My mom's a weirdo. Love you, Mom.
Yeah, this is from Better Homes and Gardens, November 7th, 2019. Here's why Brussels sprouts really do taste less bitter now. Years of good old-fashioned plant breeding have helped make this unfairly disliked veggie tastier.
All right.
So it is a thing.
So it really is a thing.
While it's true that your taste buds change over time.
Isn't that funny?
And that the way you prepare Brussels sprouts makes a difference.
Yep.
The ones you may have been served as a kid likely had higher levels of various chemical compounds known as glucosinolates. I'm sure I didn't say that right.
That's okay.
But glucosinolates. These are what give sprouts and other cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, and cabbage a bitter flavor. Scientists believe these compounds help make the plants less appealing to insects and other creatures that try to eat them.
Oh, okay. So now insects love them because they're tastier.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, most of the Brussels sprouts available in grocery stores today are ones that have lower levels of those off-putting chemicals.
That is crazy, but that makes so much more sense because I've been surprised that I've liked them the last couple times. Now, again, I don't know that I could eat like a plain like steamed Brussels sprout. Like I have to have them like roasted with some kind of seasoning or something on it. But they definitely aren't as bad as I remember them growing up.
And the change came through years of traditional plant breeding by the Dutch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it wasn't like
it's not like pesticide.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Dutch scientists identified exactly what made these veggies bitter in the 90s. Seed companies in the Netherlands began searching through their extensive collections of older varieties of Brussels sprouts for one that have a lower concentration of glucosinolates.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Once the most promising varieties were identified, plant breeders crossed them with newer varieties that had other desirable characteristics, such as higher yields and excellent disease resistance.
Is it weird that I want Brussels sprouts now?
No, we're talking about it. Yeah, there's a whole bunch IFL science why Brussels sprouts taste better than they did when you were a kid. Like, it's a thing.
That's really cool.
I don't know why I remember you'd said about that.
I'm surprised you didn't like point it out to me. I kind of am glad you saved it, but you didn't remember to tell me when you found it.
Oh, you're probably off doing something.
Probably. Yeah. Rude. Anyway, back to the question. I came up with two.
I don't remember what the question was.
Okay, the question.
What food are you surprised that people hate?
Okay, I have two. Cheese.
Yeah.
Because anyone that doesn't like cheese.
I don't trust that person.
I don't trust that person.
No, they're just wrong.
If you don't like cheese, unless you are vegan.
Yes.
Or you can't eat cheese due to lactose intolerance or, some other reason, truthful reason why you don't eat cheese. But to just be someone who is like, oh, I've had all the cheese and I don't like it.
I don't think that I'll even allow vegans to slip. Because even if they won't eat it due to their beliefs, that doesn't mean they don't like it.
But they might not know.
They might not know, but that doesn't mean they don't like it.
True. But they do make vegan cheese. Now, it doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
But if you're a vegan and you don't eat vegan cheese, I still don't trust you then. Yeah. Because it's cheese.
When I say that if you don't like cheese, you're wrong, I don't mean that you're just wrong about not liking cheese. You are, obviously, but you are just wrong. There's something wrong with you.
No. So, cheese.
Cheese. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good one.
There's so many different kinds of cheese.
There are.
There has to be... I can understand, I don't like Kraft American cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
You don't like Swiss cheese?
I don't like Swiss cheese.
I like Swiss cheese.
I like almost every cheese. I can't get behind Swiss cheese and I can't get behind blue cheese. They freak me out. I don't like them.
Yeah. Cheese is like the Beatles. If you don't think you like them, you just haven't found the right one.
You haven't found the right one yet.
Yep.
You haven't found the right song or you haven't found the right type. Mm-hmm. So, cheese. And bacon.
Yes. Yes. Cheese and bacon.
Now, again, vegan.
I want cheese wrapped bacon.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Like a cheese stick, but wrapped in like a...
Yes.
Like a Oh. All right.
You're actually aroused right now.
I am a little, yes. I am a little bit. I'm drinking wine. I'm hungry. What are yours? Do you have any, or are you just going to agree with me?
Those are good ones.
If you don't like regular bacon, you have turkey bacon. I know. I just wanted to see your reaction. I love turkey bacon. But it's not actual bacon. Like, I don't look at it as bacon.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
It's really good.
Just stop.
And it's better in the microwave than cooked anyway else. I don't care what anybody else says. It's better in the microwave.
It's better in the garbage can.
It is not. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Burger and pizza.
I was going to say you're going to say pizza, and I don't like pizza.
Burger and pizza. I got to understand yours, though, but yours is, you don't dislike pizza. It just doesn't.
I really want to like pizza. Pizza just upsets my stomach.
Yeah.
I want to like pizza.
Yeah.
Like, there are times that I crave pizza. Like the last episode, I whined that I wanted pizza. Like, I want pizza. I like pizza, but pizza does not like me.
Yeah. I mean, burgers and pizza are just... Pizza especially, because there's... Okay, you don't like... When you think pizza, you think like red sauce, cheese, everything. But you've gotten white
You
pizzas
can literally make anything into a pizza.
Like, pizza is very...
You can have breakfast pizza.
Yeah.
People put like scrambled eggs and cheese and bacon and sausage on pizza. You can make dessert pizza. Mm-hmm. You can make fruit pizza.
Pizza is what you make of it.
You can put anything on a pizza crust. Mm-hmm. So I don't like your traditional red sauce with meats pizza because the red sauce upsets my stomach. Yeah. But I will eat the crap out of like a buffalo chicken pizza or a white pizza or a taco pizza. Oh my God, taco pizza is so good.
But you can fuck right off with your pineapple pizza.
Okay. I like pineapple, but I'm not going to put it on one of the pizzas that I'm going to eat because it wouldn't be good. I feel like it would help with the red sauce, maybe.
Maybe. I feel like that's just two different types of acidic.
Maybe they cancel each other out, though.
I don't think that's how science works.
Sure it does.
Okay. We'll go with that then.
I'm a scientist.
All right.
Says Mr. Red Cat.
And burgers are just burgers. Like, how can you...
Again, unless you're vegan or vegetarian.
No, I got this.
Oh,
there are so many different kinds of burgers.
So
Black bean burgers, the Impossible burgers.
Oh my God, they're so good.
There's so many different varieties.
That's true.
Like, anybody that's just like, I don't like burgers. Well, you just haven't found the right burger.
Yeah. That's true. Even like, they make like chicken burgers now or something. It's like a chicken patty, but like...
Yeah. I mean, you can get
burgers are so good.
You can get into the semantics of, that's not really a burger. Shut up. It's fine. Food's food.
Yeah. Let people like what they like and not like what they don't like. Like we say, there's something wrong with you if you don't eat cheese. But honestly, I mean,
you don't like cheese, you don't like cheese.
If you don't like cheese, you don't like cheese.
But just please leave.
No, because then that's more for us.
Oh, that's
like I always say, one of the main reasons I'm dating you is because you don't like pickles.
Well, that's because pickles are gross.
Because pickles are delicious. So we literally, but okay, this man, I'm going to brag you up a little bit.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
No, I'm bragging you up, ding dong.
Ding dong.
So this man does not like pickles.
I don't.
They gross him out. He hates them.
I can't stand them to be on the burger for a little bit too long. If I can taste it, it ruins the whole burger. I cannot stand pickles.
But he refuses to order his burgers without pickles when they come with it because he knows I like pickles. So as soon as he gets the burger, he immediately has to tear the burger apart to find the pickles to put it off to the side. Usually I have to take them off for you.
I pull the top off the burger and she has to remove the pickles because if I remove the pickles, then I have pickle juice on my fingers and I don't know what to do with that.
But he gets them on his sandwiches because he knows I like them. Mm-hmm. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is romance. That's what fiction should be teaching us about romance. right there.
Well, I got to do the pickle thing, so
Chivalry's not dead.
I got to do the pickle thing, so you'll tolerate me after the onion rings. Our lovely listeners don't understand the effects of onion rings on me. It's not good.
I love you so much.
Not good for days.
I love you so much. All joking aside, let people eat what they want to eat. People have reasons why they don't like food or why they can't like food. And eventually your taste buds might change. Like I said, I hated so many things growing up as a kid that I love now. Asparagus. Hated asparagus when I was a kid. Love asparagus now.
Well, there's a lot of things I didn't know that I liked whenever I was a kid. And I just found out late in life that my mom didn't know how to cook.
That too.
Yeah. And then,
like steak. He didn't think he liked steak.
She would
again, we're not vegan, but she would cook it till. Well, you honestly thought you would only enjoy steak if it was like so well done, mm-hmm. And then you come to my family, who my father cooked you well done steak because that's how you wanted it. But
he
then
looked at me funny, but
he did. Well, he did because that's just.
Oh, he just looks at me funny.
Well, yeah, you're funny looking. Ha
Rude.
Then we finally started getting you to try it. Like I'm not expecting you to eat it like rare, like Bert does. Mm-hmm. Like that's gross. Even I can't do that.
It's like chewing on the mooing cow.
You've heard that story so many times.
Yeah.
My sister used to go into butcher shops and just like drool over the hanging slabs of meat. She wanted to be a butcher when she was little just because she wanted to be around raw meat because trigger warning for vegans.
Yeah.
I apologize.
So apparently we had talked before about doing a drunk girlfriend episode.
This is not it.
Oh.
I am not drunk. I told you I don't get drunk on this.
Here's a sample.
Here's a sample of what it will be like
tipsy
at some
girlfriend.
point. I'm not even tipsy yet.
Why do you gotta argue with me all the time?
Oh, I'm so tipsy. Next question.
I'm trying to find one.
Kitty update. Bosco is doing kitty yoga, napping. He is holding on to his back legs and upside down. Gizmo is curled into a little ball, looking adorable as ever. Oh, a little story about Finn. He actually scared me this afternoon. So I was upstairs. It's when I was switching over my purses.
Okay.
And putting away laundry. Oh, laundry.
It's in the dryer.
So he was on his blanket and he was sound asleep. And I went out and I very gently pet him.
He didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. So then I snuggled in and smooched his head and was scratching his head. And I'm like, such a good little boy, Finn. Nothing. And then finally I literally put my hand on him and shook him. Still nothing. Mm-hmm. So then I put both hands on him and just rested on him to see if he was breathing. And then he finally opened one eye and kind of looked at me. And then I was like, okay, good, you're alive. And then I kissed his head and went to go downstairs. And he picked up his head and shook his head and then put his head right back down and went back to sleep.
Yeah, he's done that to me a couple of times.
He sleeps hard. Yeah.
I don't know if he's sleeping or if he just is that chill whenever he's not being harassed by his
Oh my
niece.
Goodness. It scared me. Yeah. I almost yelled for you there is something wrong.
Yeah, no, he's done that to me a couple of times too.
Really scared me.
He does that to me at night too. Whenever I make trips to the bathroom or whatever.
I don't touch him at night because I'm afraid he's sleeping and I don't want to wake him up.
He's done that to me too many times. I scratch his head and he's just nothing. He's out.
See, it makes me. Maybe I have had a little drink. I mean, I have, but it makes me really sad.
Yeah.
He's such a sweet boy. He really is. And we haven't had a whole lot of time to really bond with him. Mm-hmm. And then so this poor cat is brought to a home he doesn't know. He only barely knows us. I mean, we saw him at your mom's house occasionally, but he was always around her. He didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to us. Mm-hmm. He's traumatized by one cat. He's trying to play or fight with Bubs. We don't know. And he doesn't feel comfortable around us because he doesn't really know us.
Yeah, and he's got all those rules. He just keeps getting yelled at.
And he
for
has
something
all
he
these
did all the
roles
time.
that he never had before.
Yeah, it's a hard adjustment.
I
for him.
can't imagine what that poor thing is going through.
Yeah, it's got to be really hard.
And it breaks my heart that I was so mad at him. But oh my God, let me sleep.
Yeah, it's always the worst
tired.
thing. You need sleep and food, or else just don't be around you.
Yeah, it's true.
I know. I learned that
I
many
can't
years
help
ago.
it. That's why you should always carry emergency girlfriend now.
I don't need an emergency girlfriend.
That's why you should always carry snacks for your girlfriend during an emergency.
That's what gizzard's for.
I'm not going to snack on gizzard.
Why not? She's
Her
delicious.
ears are not nutritious.
They're not nutritious, but they're delicious. How many snacks do we have that are nutritious? Oh, let me down these fucking gummy bears so I can get some fucking protein.
The apples that we have in the fridge.
Are they still there? We throw them out.
No, they are still there.
Oh.
You just don't eat them.
Well, you just don't cut them.
We had gummy bear. No, they weren't gummy bears.
They're gummy Skittles.
Oh my God, were they delicious?
They're pretty all right.
I'm so mad at her for bringing them to us.
Yes.
So, people are amazing. Seriously, like some people are amazing. One of my very good friends felt horrible when she found out about Aaron's mom and knew what we were going through. So she stopped by this afternoon with 2 subs, so we didn't have to worry about cooking dinner, and a bunch of junk food for Aaron, like snacks.
All gummy foods.
Like all gummies, because she knows the gummies are like Aaron's favorite. So she brought gummy Skittles, licorice, Sour Patch Kids, and I think gummy worms or gummy bears or something. And she's like, these are for Aaron. Just please let him know I'm so sorry for his loss. And I know gummy bears won't help like make up for the loss, but I hope they at least make him smile.
Yeah.
Like that was so sweet. People are really sweet.
They can be.
The people that we put our time and energy into are very sweet.
Yes.
That's the thing. There's so many people in the world. Don't give your time and energy to people who aren't good to you and good for you. And if they're bad for your self-esteem, and if they're bad people in general, like if you
People
don't,
have projects.
if you don't feel good about someone, you don't need them in your life.
If someone doesn't make you feel good about yourself.
Yes.
Like people are not projects. You don't have to fix everyone.
And bad segue because your mother did just pass, but that includes family members. If you have a family member who makes you feel shitty every time you see them, you don't have to put your time and your energy into that person. Family does not automatically mean they can do whatever they want or say whatever they want. There's something to be said about somebody, like if you get into an argument or if someone's upset, people are going to say things they don't mean, whatnot.
Happens.
But if people drain your energy and you just feel terrible after spending time with someone, they're not worth your time. Sorry, that was my little rant. That took me a long time to learn that in my life.
It did take you a very long time. You went through a lot of not great people.
I went through a lot of very toxic people, and I want to make sure that if I can help anyone in the world not be put through that for as long... God, that was awful. I would help as many people as I could.
Some people just aren't worth it.
You are perfect the way you are. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And if someone makes you feel shitty about yourself, you do not need to keep them in your life.
Nobody else has the right to tell you who or what you are. And nobody else has the right to tell you what or how you feel.
Correct. And there was a very long time I didn't understand, because when you and I would talk and I would tell you, like I was the people pleaser. I wanted everyone to like me. And I'm like, I don't care what anybody else thinks about me as long as I like me and you like me. And you would always be like, no. It doesn't matter what I think. It only matters what you think. And that used to really upset me, because I want you to like me. I want to be a good person. I want to be someone that you like and that you appreciate and enjoy. But as I've gotten older and kind of started to really like step back and look at things, like well, you're going to like me and you're going to think I'm a good person.
Because you're going to be one.
Because I'm going to be one, because that's what I'm allowing myself to be.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, I let people dictate how I felt about myself and what I thought I needed to be. And I let people make me feel shitty about myself. And you definitely helped with that. Like, I realized, no, you're right. Like, if I'm going to try to be a good person, you know, if I'm going to be a person that I like, then people are going to like me because I'm going to be, at least some people are going to like me.
And those are the people that are going to like you then are going to be the people that are worth your time and effort, because the people that are toxic to you or make you feel shitty about yourself don't care about you as much as they care about what you can do for them, at least in my experience.
In my experience as well. And those people have their own types of people that they can be with.
But I did the same thing. I spent a long time trying to be whatever I could be to whoever so people would like me, and then just realized one day that it's just like, I don't give a fuck about these people and they don't give a fuck about me. And
yeah.
I stopped giving a fuck in general.
It's a really hard lesson to learn.
It's really hard. It's hard. We're social species.
Yeah.
Naturally.
It's really, really hard to realize that not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And that you're not going to make everyone happy, and that's okay. And as long as you like yourself, that's all you can do. And you'll find your people who appreciate you and like you for who you are.
I think most people learn that sooner or later. Some people take them a little bit longer than others.
Yeah.
But I mean, how many old fuck off people do you know of that just don't give a shit? Like, older people don't give a shit because they've been through it. They know.
Yeah.
That's just, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and most of them don't give two shits about you. They're living their own life. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not.
Live your own life. Just don't live your own life. Just don't shit on other people for no reason.
Yes. Yes.
Just don't shit on people.
Be a decent human being. It all comes back to that.
You don't even have to be a nice person. Just don't shit on people.
Decent.
Yeah.
All right. But that was that took a turn.
That was a spectrum.
That was a spectrum of stuff. But
yeah, thank you, Ask Reddit, I guess.
I mean, hey, that was kind of the point. It got us talking and conversating. If you know, you know.
If you know.
So, I mean, absolute worst case scenario, now we know that if we're not really sure what to talk about, you pull up some Ask Reddit, and we got ourselves a show, because we'll start on one question and then we'll just go off in tangent.
Yeah, we can hit other subreddits too. Am I the asshole?
Oh my God, I would love to do those. I love that.
Yeah, there's
They either make me really angry. Do you ever read those and then sometimes like you're like, oh man, you're such an asshole, and then like you read the comments and you're like, oh my God, no, they're not an asshole.
Sometimes, yeah, I've seen it occasionally.
Surprises me.
And vice versa.
Yeah. But
yeah, that's our week.
Yeah, so that was the week.
It's been terrible, and
it has been a shitty week. I hope you guys had a better week. If you didn't, look up. There's always next week.
There is, and we will talk to you next week.
And there will be kitties.
There will be kitties. And there will be 3 kitties.
There will be 3 kitties. He's not going anywhere.
No.
As mad as he made me, he's not going anywhere.
Yep.
Hopefully, we will be rested.
Hopefully, we will be more rested. I don't think we could be. Well, we might not, because we have the sale going on next weekend.
Yeah,
so
well, you know what?
We'll see how it goes.
Play
it by ear. That's all we can do. All right. So
thanks for listening.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't be a dick. We'll see you next week.
You're worth it. Bye.